Hi, this is Eric Lofholm, and welcome to Eric's Daily Golden Nugget. I've got a really cool concept to teach you today for dealing with those difficult people that just will not go away. Have you ever had somebody that just latched onto you and they would not let go and you just want them out of your life? And so one time I came across this concept of a soul tie. And I'm just going to give you my explanation of it. You might have heard it explained to you differently. You may have a different interpretation, but the way I understand it is that with a person like this, and they're latched on to me, there's something that ties us together. And when that something gets cut, all of a sudden they go away and you never hear from them ever again. So if you're dealing with somebody that's difficult and you just don't want them in your life anymore, look and see, is there an agreement that the two of you had that is not cut yet? Do you own a piece of property together? Do you own something together? Do you have one of their possessions? Do they have one of your possessions? And so I want to tell you a quick story about an extremely difficult person that I was dealing with one time in my business. And they were a client of mine. And we reached a point where we just couldn't work together anymore. It was like oil and water. And so, normally with a client like that, it's like, look, I choose not to work with you. You choose not to work with me. And we just go our separate ways. And it wasn't working with this particular client. And so what ended up happening was they had requested a refund. And in my company, we have our refund policies, and typically it's a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. There's different policies that we have depending on what product it is. And so with this particular product, it was a 30-day guarantee. And more than a year had expired. And the client had used the product successfully, had made more than their money back, so they weren't eligible for a refund. But what I discovered, and I just thought in my own mind, this is a soul tie. As long as this person has this particular product and they don't receive a refund, then we're going to be connected. And so I decided to give them a refund. So I gave them a refund. And once that happened, I've never heard from them since. And it's just a beautiful thing. They've gone their way. I've gone my way. Everybody's happy. At least I'm happy. I'm sure they're happy too. And so it's interesting because sometimes we want to hold on to something and we don't want to let it go. But keep in mind that if you're holding on to something, just check in with yourself and go, is that a soul tie? Because once I made the decision to release that, even though I didn't feel that was what I should have done, I didn't feel like I owed a refund. I did decide, though, it is what I should do because I predicted it would release the soul tie. Now, what's interesting is I did it because I understood soul ties and I recognized it as a soul tie. And so that's the reason why I made that decision. And it's worked out really, really well. So whenever you're having a challenge with somebody who's really difficult, ask yourself, is there something that's tying the two of us together? Maybe they're an old roommate and you have their television and you have a reason why you think it's yours and they have a reason why they think it's theirs and you're holding on to it. Maybe you just give them the TV back and then boom, the soul tie is cut and you can move on with your merry life. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope that one's helpful for you. And that's going to wrap today's Eric's Daily Golden Nugget.